Hey gamers, Lord Arcane here. I gotta make this one kind of short and sweet. I've got work to do, but I wanted to touch base real fast and fill you in on a major update to DDO this week. Okay, so update 56, Archetypes and Arc Villains came out just the other day. And I'm gonna break it down real fast. Okay? I've played it a little bit with bits and pieces of it. So I'll talk about what they overall did, and I'll talk about what I did in there. So, first of all, the Archetypes part. It was interesting how they did this. Essentially what you've got is a couple different alternate classes. Okay? Dark Apostate, for example, is a Cleric who doesn't heal, but focuses on negative damage. So it makes him kind of a Necromancer, undead Cleric type. I have not played that one. Okay? The Sacred Fist is a Paladin who, instead of using armor and weapons, is, well, monk. So it's a Paladin who goes around and smacks things with their fists and does additional damage, fire damage mostly, with their abilities. Okay, so they still have lay on hands, they still have, okay, obviously this is the one I played. Still has lay on hands, still has the remove disease, still has, immunity to this, that, and the other. They get their bonuses off of charisma on everything. So, they get bonuses to hit and damage off charisma. They get their saving throws, of course, are off charisma. Divine Grace is still there. And their armor class, instead of going off wisdom like a monk, goes off of charisma. So you go with high charisma, a decent dex, decent con, forget strength, aside from the fact that, don't get encumbered because that'll hurt. And away you go. That's your Sacred Fist. I've played one of those for a while. The Stormsinger is a bard who focuses on sonic, cold, and electric storm-based nukes. Spellcasting, so lots of soundburst type things, and a few things along that line. I have not played the Stormsinger. Each of these functions as a new tree that replaces one of the other trees. Like, for example, the Sacred Fist replaces the... I'm having a fight with my phone here for a minute, sorry about that. Sacred Fist replaces the big... I'll put a link in the DDO page that covers this, but it replaces the Radiant Servant. No, Radiant Servant's what Dark Apostate replaces. Sacred Fist replaces... where is it? Oh yeah, I tell you, I can find out all sorts of things here. Oh, they have some spells based off their key, but they have to have high enough wisdom. They're still wisdom spellcasters. Yeah, so keep that in mind too if you like to play nukies. Sacred Fist replaces Knights of the Chalice, and the Stormsinger part replaces Swashbuckler. Now, that said, it's only with these three archetypes that happens. So I can play my Sacred Fist, and I can't take, the one replaced, the Knight of the Chalice, but I can take the other two trees and get some points in those. But they've got some real fun things in the Sacred Fist tree. So, as I mentioned previously, you do fire damage. You get a few more smites. You get bonuses to hit and damage. You get blah, 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 blah. It's good stuff. I played them a little bit, as I said, and I actually played them through the second part I'm going to talk to you a little bit. But it's worth checking out. I had to create a new character. I had to buy a new slot for it because they temporarily have broken reincarnates. That'll be fixed shortly, they say. But shortly is always in quotes and with a TM next to it. Soon TM, as anybody who's played any online game ever knows. All right, so the Temple of Elemental Evil is the other major part of this. Okay, so originally, those of you who have played the Temple of Elemental Evil in DDO, first of all, I gotta say kudos. It's narrated by Will Wheaton. He's fun to listen to. My wife gets all giddy. But fun to listen to Will Wheaton, and he still does that. But you used to zone in and explore the entire dungeon first half, and it would take you about 3 hours, and then the entire dungeon bottom half, and it would take you about another 3 or 4 hours. Okay? In order to do everything. I mean, you could speed run it through, but it kind of defeats the purpose when you do that. So they broke it up. So the first part of the dungeon, okay, is kind of broken into 2 levels, so 2 different dungeons, and they're accessed by portals within the new, well, we'll call it a city area. You know, you get the idea. There's a merchant there, and you can't summon your mercs and things like that. And then the second part of the quest, without giving away a whole lot of spoilers, you'd have to travel around through the 4 elements, because it's the temple of elemental evil. Believe me, there's elements, and then fight a big nasty. So they've broken the second part into 5 quests. So all said and done, these 2 huge quests have become 7 quests. I did do part of one of them with my Sacred Fist. I did a stupid and died. And I'm not going to put spoilers in there. Just don't be stupid or you'll die. So that's the thing. I want to show you some gameplay on it, but I don't have time. I'm going to try to get that done over the weekend at some point. But I've got a crazy weekend. You know, Labor Day weekend, everybody has crazy weekends. So for right now, I'm just going to put the patch notes in the comments. You know, the description, I guess, is actually what I usually put on there. And then hopefully I'll get a video up of some gameplay with my Sacred Fist. Focusing heavily on charisma, I have a tiefling. She runs around. You can see her tail a little wagging. The real funny thing is, I can create them at 7th level because of my veteran status. All the points I've earned with my characters for reputation. But they go, wait a second, you're a paladin, so here's your heavy armor, and here's your sword, and here's your short bow. And my monk, my Sacred Fist, looks at that and goes, that's nice, can't use it. So I actually can't use several pieces of the starting equipment. And then, it has some bonuses to charisma and things like that. If you're playing a character that starts out at a higher level, I would recommend have a crafter create you some gear. My armor class went from, I think, butt naked. Don't get any funny ideas. Without any armor, I think my armor class was a 28, and then I made myself some gear, some armor at 7th level, not really great stuff, and I made myself some better charisma and con and strength. Not strength, dex, gear, and some protection item. Actually, I don't think I made the dex. I think it replaced it with protection. But you get the gist. I just made myself some basic gear, and my armor class jumped from a 28 to a 44. So you'll want to do that, to buy yourself some longevity. The Stormsinger seems interesting to me. I just don't have another character slot available right now. And the Dark Apostate, it's not really my ball of wax. I don't usually play Clerics, but maybe I'll make it in my ball of wax. I have a Necromancer as in a wizard type, so maybe the Cleric side wouldn't be too bad either. But anyway, I am going to let you go. I'll put the description up there. You guys have a great Labor Day weekend, and I will catch you on the flip side.